Okay, it's October 7th, about 45 minutes into trading, and I just wanted to make a quick handheld video here. Every trade I've made is a winner and looking good, and I just wanted to highlight the various types of entries that take place early in the session and what a good trade immediately looks like. And then, you could use this as a basis if the charts don't materialize this way when you take a trade, then you probably know it's time to exit with either a break even or a small loss. But anyway, I just wanted to highlight what's going on here this morning because it's a type of day where the market has been down a lot recently, but we had a nice up move at the end of yesterday, and then it was gapping up today. So it was a good buy day in terms of getting back to green for the market for the first time. If I actually click on the SPY here and type it in, you can see that on the daily chart, we've been coming down a lot recently in the last few weeks. Let me get the mouse going. But we had a nice reversal at the end of yesterday, green, and then today we're gapping up green. So it was just a good day to start looking for various stocks that had good patterns. So as I look, the first one, and let me just go one by one here. I know I traded mRNA quickly, and you can see here that first 15-minute bar is green. I bought it at the blue line, which I'll show you in a second. Then it's heading up now. It might not follow through strongly, we don't know, but it's a trade to easily manage for gains. And what happened was we came up big at the open and we just went sideways, and then when we started up at the blue line, that's a great pattern to buy with a very tight stop. And now we're grinding higher. We'll see what happens on that one. I traded Affirm, AFRM. If you look at the daily chart, I really like the fact that this one moved up big yesterday coming out of its range, and I expected follow through this morning. So if we look at the charts early on, what I loved is it's kind of hard to hold this phone and do it at the same time, but on the overnight session we kind of grinded down a little bit, but it was just into yesterday's support area. Damn, my mouse keeps getting stuck here. And we had a nice green open in the morning. So you can see here, once we came up and then held and then started to break out again at the end of the first 15 minutes, that was a good buy. And now we have green from that first buy, that first bar, for 3 more bars now heading higher. Actually, I can see here Tesla is forming a good buy right now. I'm not going to do it because I'm already in NVIDIA. I'll show you that in a second. But I like the fact that Tesla has 3 little bars here early. There was nothing to do. This is a breakout of that consolidation. And that would be a good buy if you wanted to set up a new trade. The other ones I traded were UNH. That's a pretty big Dow stock, but it had a great green opening here. And I bought it at the blue line. If we look at the 1-minute chart, once we opened big and then went sideways on the 1-minute chart, once it started moving higher, that was a good sign that we were going to follow through, and we went up. Now for 3 bars or so, pausing. If this one comes down halfway to this point again, this could be, if you didn't get in or if you want to rebuy it, if you've taken some profits, that's a good opportunity, I think, to buy this for another push up. A lot of these stocks that are making the 3 or 4 pushes up, to me, will be good first pullback buys for another push up, because usually you get 2 of those on a day with a strong day. So that's something to keep in mind. Same thing with Merck. The tricky thing here is that the overnight price action was really heading up. So how much follow through you're really going to get on that first push was the tricky question, but it was still a very good buy on the 1-minute chart where you came down to start and then made the new high right here. So you anticipated that first 15-minute bar turning green, which it did, and then we followed through for a bunch of bars. So I was able to take profits here, and now we're coming down. And again, if this one just pauses in here, this could be good for another push up. If you look at the daily chart, this one had the gap up a couple of days ago, and we've just been grinding lower. So this is now the start of the next move up to test those highs again around 85. And then finally, 2 other trades I made quickly. Apple, I decided to buy on that first bar. If we look at it here, we had a nice open, and then we just grinded sideways, which again is a really nice pattern, and then we broke higher at the blue line. So I bought it there, and with that show on the 15-minute chart, that's a trade where you get the first bar green and second bar heading green. That's where I bought into the second bar, and we're kind of heading up a little higher now. We'll see if Apple can continue higher, but it's a nice 4 green bars to start the session. And again, if this one even pauses, I think it'll make another run up because the market's really strong. And finally, NVIDIA, this is a different type of trade a little bit. It opened up down for the first 2 bars, so I really wasn't looking at that at all. But then on this third bar, when we made that new intraday high, that's where you can buy either right away if you like it, or maybe that first pause. If you look at the 1-minute chart where I bought it, I saw this grinding away, lower, but then we made that new intraday high right up here. So I bought at that blue line. I'm targeting this blue line as a first target, which it looks like we're going to hit, and that's the trade I'm in now. But you can see on the 15-minute chart, that's the type of trade where the first couple of bars head lower in a good environment, and then you make a new intraday high. So that happened 45 minutes into the session, and now we have another green bar follow through, which was expected. So just wanted to show all those trades because they're just all good examples.